got a got a little issue here with the old trapping truck today. I don't know if you guys could see in there, but my rear brake line has rusted apart, so nothing a couple of pairs of pliers won't fix, and we'll be on our way. So so that's my fix there. Took that brake line and folded it over a couple times and pinched it down, and let's take that there. Yeah, that'll work. All right, we're back to trapping. Who needs rear brakes anyway? All right, y'all, so welcome back to another one. Hey, should be a fun little video series. It's something I've really never done on the channel. So I've got a few days here that I can actually trap fully in the daylight. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring you guys along on Trapline, kind of show you everything I can. You know, I know a lot of people, they're couch trappers anymore and they just want to see catches. You're not going to see that here. If I'm going to take your time to watch something, you're going to get some sort of education out of it. So anyway, hope you guys stick with me. It should be a fun little video series. We got a little bit of a later start today than what I wanted to. Had a few adult things to do this morning, and then as you guys saw, old Nissan, it sprung a leak. So we got the brake lines fixed. Anyway, we're good to go now. So just pulling up to the first spot here. This is a spot down in the timber with a big creek on it. We're gonna go down here, throw a couple of small game sets and a couple of beaver sets in, and then we're gonna be on our way. I'd like to we got a late start today, but I'd still like to get about 20 to 25 sets in the ground. Today's kind of going to be more of a scouting day for the canines and just kind of run through the line. We're going to trickle in some small game sets, maybe probably a few canine sets as well. And then after our kind of trip through today, then tomorrow, hopefully we'll be able to get up another, 30, 40 sets. And then by the end of the third day, I'd like to be running right around 75 sets. So that'll be a good little run through. Be a mix of some water traps, some small game traps, and some canine traps. But man, it should be fun, y'all. All right, stick with me. Let me get my boots on, and we'll go down here and make a set. All right, first things first, we're down here in this creek. You can see we've got some ice, but I think it's going to warm up the next couple of days. So anyway, you could see how there's been some beaver activity down here. So first set we're gonna make is this beaver set. We're just gonna do a simple caster mound set. We got pretty big rain coming here towards the end of the week, so I think this set's only gonna be able to be in here for a few days. So that's why I want to get it in. But anyway, we'll dig out an area here for our trap. I want it, at least 2 or 3 inches under the water. We're gonna put 2 sets in here because, like I said, I'm gonna be in and out of here pretty quick. But anyway, just take a little bit of soil. Doesn't have to be much. Throw a little water on there. I just want to make sure that's deep enough to where whenever he approaches it and the water falls, like I said, you can see the ice on the water. I don't think it's gonna last too much. So anyway, take our trap here. This is my new favorite beaver trap. This is the Duke number 5 double long spring beaver special. So it is just a joy to beaver trap with compared to some of the other ones that I've used in the past. They're just a joy to use and a joy to set. Bring that trap down to night latch. Big giant trap there, big kill area. Okay, using one of my cable beaver drowners. You guys check them out. They're available through North American Trapper. Pretty simple setup here. Works real good. Run that sucker down. Put that trap right there. Big double long spring bed, so solid. Okay. There we go. Run that cable down. Gotta find that shelf. I know there's a shelf on there. There we go. Make sure that cable's tight. That's a big thing. Make sure that cable's tight. All right, there's our trap. Got a little green stick. I believe in the green sticks completely. They can smell it. I can smell that green stick, so I know they can. We'll take that there. And find a little bit of, this is beaver castor from another colony I've mixed with glycerin. That's all this is. A little dab right there is all you need. That's all we need right there for that. That set's made. They'll work that set hard, go down. We'll put another one right on the other side of that log. It's deep right there too. There's our set. 2 beaver sets in. All right, just put 2 more sets up here. Just straight up, you can see there's the beaver set right there. Just put a dog proof right there. And then over here, we got this small game trail. This high bank trail is what I'm setting on. And just stuck a blind set 1.5 right there, right on that trail. So we got 4 sets I can check real easy right here together. All right, just put another set in here. This road that I'm driving down, it's just an old, it's an old logging road is what it is. And there's this tire that sits right off the side of the road. So put a set in there. I bedded a number 3 right in the center of it, put a little hole, some bait and some lure down there. So like I said, this is a travel way. Obviously every critter's gonna run down this logging road. So you could say that's a canine set, but I mean, you could catch anything in it. So another set, that's 5 sets right here, all within about a probably 75-yard circle. So super easy to check. I got 5 sets in, move on down the road. Okay, so there's my tire track right there. Here's the road. Right there's a small game trail. Stuck a 220 right there, right in that small game. That one will be super easy to check right from the road. So that's 6 sets in this location. We'll go down here and find some more, but that's a way you can really knock out some sets. Like I said, guys, 6 sets, bang, 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 we're out. All right, so coming up to this next location, you can see my truck behind me, right off this old logging road again, and I just put a dog proof right there, right on this main deer trail. And you know, this is one of those areas that the coons are kind of traveling on the deer trail, so to speak. So I like to use a dog proof. It's a lot easier for them to not set that off than it would be a foothold. So anyway, come out here, I'll show you, and we'll come out and we're right in the edge of this field. I just took a walk down through here, and the field goes all the way back in there, and then kind of a power line going through there. But right here in this corner, right out of this deer trail, right here, we're gonna put a set. Took a walk down there just to see if there was any other good sign, but this seems to be the best location. You can see the deer trail comes and goes down through that high line opening. And then deer trail goes over there towards my truck, and then we've got this little opening. So this was a bean field. There's a lot of bean duff in here, so we're gonna use that kind of in our set. And I really want to put the set over here though, rather than over there, because of the way that the wind direction is. That way over there is facing west, so our prevailing wind here is a northwest wind. So we're gonna not go right there. That looks like the better location, but I gotta play the wind, so we're gonna come over here and do it right here somewhere, right where all these trails intersect. All right, so I thought about it for too long. I am gonna put 2 sets here. I just think it's a good location here. There's a lot of trails going in through here, so we are gonna put a set right over there by that bean duff there. It just got too much eye appeal. Then we'll put another set here. So we're gonna run 2 Duke 650s there, and we'll make 2 sets. So obviously, I got something in my glove there. So for those of you concerned about, the scent control, I wear these gloves more than anything, just to kind of protect my hands. You can see I just touched the trap with my bare hands, so I'm not like super concerned with scent control, but I'm not ignorant about it either. So anyway, we're gonna put these 2 sets in here. Obviously this is set right on a deer trail. Everything else is gonna follow it too, but we are gonna have deer to deal with. So I am going to do a deep trench style set here. And I'm also gonna do it, you guys can see, so like I said, that's your prevailing wind. So I'm gonna make him to where he's gonna wanna work that set, from downwind. So we're gonna dig a pretty deep trench here, and that's how I'm gonna make these sets. And by making that trench, a lot of times it seems like it keeps the deer out. So they won't step in it. They'll step all around it, but they won't step down in it quite as bad. Okay, so that's pretty, you guys can see there's my forearm. That's pretty good trench, and it's just as deep as my hand. So you're looking at 5-6 inches deep there. Way more than what most people think, but really does work. So big dirt hole down in there. Save some of that dirt there. This is all clay we're digging in, so we'll dig a little bowl here for our trap. One of the benefits of using this style of set is that you don't have to have your trap bedded like quite as solid as you would a flat set, because he's gonna have so much momentum stepping down that he's not gonna feel loose dirt because he's gonna be caught. Run that trap down in there, the ground there, set that super stake. You can see all the leaves around this. These leaves are gonna blow in this set, and that's fine as the wind progresses, but for now we'll keep them out. Okay, trap there. Use a little insulation. It's pipe insulation. Bring that trap down to night latch there. A little test fit just to see. That's fine. That's all we need. So you can see the ground's pretty saturated. It rained a couple days ago, and I think it was like 17 degrees this morning, so we are gonna use some wax dirt here just to keep that trap going. Cover that sucker up. Give her a little test there. We'll take our sieve and just put just a little bit of natural covering on it. Not enough that it's gonna freeze, but just a little bit of natural covering. And there are sets constructed here. So just to give you guys an idea. So we got big deep trench set. If that coyote puts his foot anywhere down in that, you can see these big steep edges right here that I've made. If he puts his foot anywhere in there, he's gonna hit the kill area, the pan trap right there. In order for him to see it, he's got to get his nose down in there, right? So that hole's kind of facing that way. Looks like something's living down in there is basically what it is. So anyway, that's how we're gonna leave that set. We'll come over here real quick and put this set in. So we'll bait all this stuff up after the fact, but all right. Come over here to this little bean duff area. Now this will make a trench set, but we're gonna kind of make a same dirt hole. But we're gonna use some of this duff as kind of guiding here. So same situation here. We're gonna make a big eye appeal set. You know, every time I trap with somebody and I go trapping with them and we're like a dozen sets in, they're always like, man, do you think you need to change up the set a little bit? And you always know whenever they say that they haven't trapped that much, because they would know that, you know, I only need a couple of sets, right? Like, you don't need that many sets in your arsenal, I don't think, to be effective. So anyway, another big deep step down dirt hole. That one's pretty good size there. You can see you could almost fit a 5-gallon bucket down in there. You would be surprised how much weather these things actually do take. Big dirt hole set there. Little area for my trap to bed. Once again. Whoa. We've got Duke 650 that doesn't feel like it got cleaned out very good last time. Get that drill bit in there and clean that sucker out. That's a little better. I'll drive that sucker in. There's that. Take that retriever anchor or retriever cable and stick it down the hole. Set that trap. A little something to go underneath the pan. Doesn't take much. That pan's not got to drop that far. Alright, so there's your set. We used a lot of that bean duff to try to really build this set up. It looks real nice, and you can see right there is the only spot that coyote, you know, can put his foot. You know, he's not gonna step really right here. he's gonna piss on this, or he's gonna step down in there. He's gonna get caught. Pretty simple. All right, come over here to this set. We'll finish it up here with a little bait. There's one thing that I'm big on, at least. A little bait down in that hole. I am not a fan of sheep's wool. But we're gonna take a little bait, a little gland lure. We're getting into that time of year where I think gland lure really helps. So a little gland lure will stick right there. There's one thing that I am big on. A little urine right there on the back. There's one thing that I am big on. It is keeping all your scents right in one spot. You don't want to have them all spread out. So anyway, there's that set there. All right, so we made it out here into the more open country here, and these is just basically what I'm in right now is just a bunch of creek systems and finch rows separating large tracts of fields. And this is primarily what I do trap. This allows me to trap canines, coons, possums, skunks, everything, right? But it always changes. It seems like every year it changes, right? Farmers, they decide they need dozers and excavators, and so they push stuff up, or you know, the creeks change. So you always got to kind of check it out a little bit. Like I said, that's kind of what I'm doing today. More than anything is just kind of a preliminary scouting. That way tomorrow I can come in and just really hammer in the sets. So this is definitely an area that I've been in before. I've trapped this area for a number of years, but the one thing is the trails, they change every year. A lot of times it depends on the crop rotation. Okay, so you know, you can see over there's beans over there, and then over there where my truck is, that's corn. So last year that was opposite, that was flipped, right? And you would be surprised on just how much of an effect that actually makes on the critters. You know, they'll push towards that corn versus the beans, and their trails will change a little bit. So like I said, you can see I'm in this big fence row. It goes for a long ways. The thing is, I can run up and down this thing, you know, till I'm blue in the face, but really I'm in this just more for efficiency. So you can see right there's my truck. I come walking in here, looking around here and looking for small game trails. And you know, here's one that I came across right here. This is the first one, and you can see that one there is that's a good one. You know, that's good. That's my blind set trail. There'll be a couple 220s stuck on that one. But I just wanted to show you guys. So coming over here to this one, so I had this one in mind. This one was actually good last year. It was this high bank trail on the creek, and you could see even after last year, but you could see it's closer to that side, which is what was corn last year. But you could see the trail, it's still there, right? Like you could make out that that's a trail. The problem is it's not being used this year. You could see all the tall grass, it's not matted down. So those critters aren't really using that. The trail's there, but it's just not being used. They're over here where the corn is. So something to take into consideration. Like I said, it changes from year to year, and like this fence row here is about 60 yards wide, and huge difference. But that's your small game trail right there. See how it's all beaten down? You know, because the bellies of the bellies of your small game critters, they're going to be dragging the ground, right? So that's what you want to look for, not like that one that's not being used. Trail's there, but it's not being used. So anyway, come in here, have a look, see. I got 3 trails in here. I'm gonna set up real quick. I'm gonna put in some 220s and some blind sets, and then we had some rain a few days ago, but then it's been cold, so I'm gonna have to go out to my truck and see if I can't find hopefully some canine sign. Probably won't set it today. I've only got another hour of daylight, so I still have a couple more areas that I want to check off my list, make sure they're still in good working order. But we'll walk up to the truck here, and I'll grab a couple of 220s, and we'll throw in those trails. All right, so a couple 220s here, one right there. You can see that good small game trail that's being used super heavy. And then come over here, and you can see this is another trail. It kind of parallels the other one, but it's being really heavily used, and it goes down into the creek. 220 right there. So give you guys kind of a look at that, the way I set them 220s. You know, I've talked about this before. There's definitely a time and a place to brush them in. Stuff like that right there, where you're already kind of in that tangly mess of grass, I generally, I got a cocker burr in my, I generally do not brush them in. If you want to, boy, I got myself into a position here. If you really want to, my goodness, more power to you. But if not, I find areas like that, it's just not quite necessary. Those critters are used to pushing through them trails. They'll run right into them 220s. Them old rusty 220s, they look just like another stick they'll push through. All right, I think I saw another trail. Down here coming out into the corn. We'll have a look-see at that. If not, we're gonna move on. Couple of sets in there, they'll definitely produce. I just like, you guys can see this tall grass. If you can find an area like this, boy, there's gonna be something in there moving through, and it's gonna be easy for you to pick out. All right, moving on. All right, see the trail? See my truck? So that's the trail right there going down in. Little bitty trail. But even though this corn's picked, it will still, them critters will still go out to it all winter long. So don't think that's a reason for you to shy away from it. So anyway, I'm gonna take it 220. We're gonna stick it right there in that trail. Running out of my stabilizers here. I didn't anticipate on setting this many 220s today. So we will improvise. Something like that. And that's all we need right there. You can see it right there is where they're going. Get that sticker bush out of the way. I could blind set this, but I just found a awesome spot down the way. So wire off my stuff right there. Away we go. 220 set. All right. So there's my truck. I come walking down into this creek. Now I was looking at a couple of these trails. They look pretty good. And then I found this trail. I started following it down. I thought maybe it was a deer trail for a time. And then I come down into this creek. And look at this. So there's everything using it, right? There's everything using this trail. And look at that. If that doesn't show you a clear sign of set here, that thing is beat down there. There's deer tracks down in here. So there's everything using it. But right here, I mean, that even shows up on the camera, right? So that's where we're gonna put some sets. I've got a couple dog proofs, and you could see they're going down through there, but I think I don't know, that ice is pretty. And they may be, I don't think they can walk on that ice. But anyway, that's where they're going right there. That shows up clear as day. So we're gonna put a set there. And then I may bring another set in tomorrow and put on that bench, because there's everything here. So this would be a great spot to blind set a canine. I'm just running out of daylight. I got one more spot I want to hit before it gets dark. But anyway, that's where we're going right there. That's a good spot. So there's tracks right there. There's tracks right there. So I mean, this is obviously where we're setting. That's a pretty substantial log. Go ahead and make a set right here, and we'll anchor off to that. So these are my cable anchors. You guys can get them at North American Trapper. Just that easy. Set that trap. This trap has caught some stuff this year. Ground. Make sure, even if the ground's froze, you need to make sure it's loose enough where that critter can pull that setup out of the ground, if that makes sense. There's other stuff coming up through there. There's a lot of activity down in here. I think we'll take another one and we'll anchor it off somewhere. I can cable off to that tree right here. I think it still have enough room. To reach. Oh yeah, that'll work right there. Perfect. There we go, right there. Put that sucker right on that trail. That cable's tight, but that don't matter. Still catch them. All right, let's go make this 1.5 blind set, because I forgot my bait back up at the truck. So we'll follow this trail right here. It kind of veers off, I think. It goes past one of these trees. We're gonna go off of this tree right here. Whoa! So that trail comes down through. Right here. See, right there's a low area. I think I can reach that. Yeah, I'll be able to reach that. Getting low on the staples. Gotta get all. I still got like 4 different kinds of anchoring systems. I got my cables, and I still got my old fence staples. Drive that sucker in that old hedge tree. There ain't nothing. I'll pull that sucker out. Driven into that hedge tree. Okay. Right there's a good little area in the trail. Throw that aside, we don't need that anymore. We'll cover it up with just grass. 1.5 double jaw. This one's old. Still works great. give it a test fire. Okay. Put that sucker right there in the trail. Just cover that chain up a little bit. Take some of this grass here, this smaller stuff. Gotta cover that trap just slightly. Doesn't need to be much. And then I want to make them jump over it. So we'll do something like that. Them suckers can't jump very far. The small game stuff. So we're just gonna kind of do something like that. You can really make them step where you want. Give them a little nest. Anything coming right up this trail is gonna step right there. Boom. That's a good set. All right, I gotta go get my bait. We gotta get out of here. We're gonna be running two different kinds of bait in these dog proofs here. I'll run my standard bait in that one. And this one here, it seems like this time of year, they really go to fish. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of stuff down there to keep it going, keep them at it. But I got some crappie ribs I'm gonna stick down in there. Sometimes they don't like the sweet stuff. That'll work. Well, I'm getting tired of ducking down everywhere. All right, there's 4 more sets in. All right, so those of you who have been following the channel for some time will probably recognize this spot. This is my open area. You guys can see it's a big open area. We're right in the middle of field road, and I've taken a mini a coyote from right here. So anyway, like I said, right in the middle of the field road here. We're gonna put 2 sets in here. Actually, I just found this right here in this culvert. There's a pretty good little small game trail that comes over and intersects this culvert. I don't know if I just now ever noticed it or if it just wasn't here before, but it's here this year. And like I said, this is all corn. It's obviously all tilled up, but this is an intersection. This is a 4-way intersection right here. And you know, we're getting to the time of year where these small game critters, they're gonna go for a long ways. They're gonna travel a long ways. They're gonna use these field changes to travel. So that looks like a pretty well used trail. I've got a 1.5 double jaw bedded right there, blind set. So we're gonna come down here to where we're gonna make our sets. This is one of those areas that, like I said, you guys can still see the ice on the water there. We had rain and then it got super cold real quick, so the sign isn't quite there. This is one of those areas though that just, well, for one, it looks like a coyote would travel this. You've got a 4-way intersection, field changes, as well as, like I said, I do have past history here. I have caught coyotes here before. So that is what we're gonna do. First set we're gonna put in right there. We're gonna put in right there. We're gonna use that little bit of an elevation. I don't know if you guys can see that, where it comes up to the culvert. We're gonna use that little bit of an elevation for our backing. We're gonna dig a deep trench in there, and then we'll talk about the forecast here at the end of the video. But we've got some weather coming, some real weather. So I've also I've got a couple of flakes of hay there, and we're gonna go right here where this open area is. This is kind of high ground. As you guys can see, the water, you know, if we get 3 inches of rain, it's gonna flood a lot of this stuff out. But that set will stay working. We'll put a hay set in there. So right there is where we want to make the set, right where that trap is. That's where I want to make the hole. So we're gonna take our nice Pulaski. Figured it'd be a little rockier being right in the middle of this road, but it's not too awful bad. We're gonna dig us a nice deep trench. There's our rocks. Figured they'd be here somewhere. We're gonna use that grass to our advantage. Dig us a nice deep trench. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So in this instance with this trench, I'm actually just gonna leave the dirt right here. Okay. I'm not gonna even move it. We're just gonna use it to our advantage. Make them step down in that hole. You guys can see how deep that hole is right there. That's my hand on that Pulaski, and it's almost all the way in the ground. So that's probably close to 10 inches a deep hole there. Now the reason I keep talking about this is because you can make them coyotes go where you want. You really can. See if we can get under all that rock. All right, there we go. There's our cover dirt. So this looks like somebody sat there and dug something up. I mean, that's kind of what you're mimicking here. But we'll use that grass to where he's got to put his foot right there. Get our hammer here. I mean, you guys may notice these traps are not, they're not black by any means. A lot of this stuff, season's been going for a little bit. So a lot of this stuff has been used, been in the ground a time or two. A lot of this stuff has made catches, and we're still using it. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of a hang up on that one anchor there, it looks like. Well, that sucks. Hate whenever that happens. Doesn't happen all the time, but definitely a pain whenever it does. Oh, that sucks. It really sucks whenever you... There it goes. So it's not any fault of the driver, it's just the casting of that super stake. This is what that is, and every once in a while you'll get one that gets a little burr on it. It does suck, but you guys are seeing what happens really on the line. So I'll mark this trap here whenever I pull it, and I'll take it and I'll take a drill bit in there, and I'll kind of smooth out the inside of that casting. That's all what that is. It's really no fault of any of them. I have had one bad batch of the super stakes, but I've also bought I don't even know how many dozens. So, you know, you're gonna have a bad batch every once in a while. I think a lot of it just is the fact, man, I've used these things, I've drove them for a long time. Eventually things just wear out, especially stuff that gets beat with a hammer. So, I mean, no real fault to anybody here. Okay. There we go. That trap. We'll want to test that. Like I said, whenever you're that deep in the ground there, you don't have to be perfect. Little wax dirt there. Keep that trap from freezing in. I think tonight the low is supposed to be in the high teens, so try to protect as much as we can this moist dirt. There we go. So there's my hand. I can get my whole hand down in that trench, and it fits the top of the trench. So that's how far we are in the ground. Cover that up a little bit, and we'll grab our sifter. Take some of this dirt. Just a light covering. That set's done right there. That's all we need. That grass is gonna make him put his foot right there. Good square edges. All we gotta do is bait and lure that. We'll leave that right there. Just looks like something's digging. It'd be easy for me to throw it back in the hole whenever I come to pull this set. Like I said, I'm setting this right in the middle of the road. It's a set that I'm going to drive over every day whenever I check. So also don't want to be making holes in the road for farmer. All right, let's come over here for our hay set. So like I said, I got a couple flakes of hay. All we're gonna do is pick us an area out somewhere right in here. Dig us out a little bit of a trap bed. Doesn't have to be much. It still needs to be a bed, something lower than the ground. We'll make that circular there. All right, grab our drill. A lot easier with no rocks. All right, here's our trap. A little gun shy after that last one, so we'll clean this anchor out. Like I said, y'all, this is you guys are seeing what happens. This is what happens. Sometimes you get a little complacent. Don't clean everything out whenever you need to, but yeah, there we go. All right, put that trap in the ground. There we go. Like I said, that's no fault of anything. I mean, hard to blame something whenever it's designed to be beat with a hammer. I'll set that trap. Get my pan plug here, pipe insulation. Like I said, you don't have to cover much, and remember the pan's not falling back there. The pan's falling in the front. So if you're gonna worry about using a pan plug, put it on the front edge. Okay, there we go. Pretty solid. A little wax dirt in the bottom to protect it. All right. Used up all our wax dirt, but that's okay. That's all I'm gonna use. This is a hay set, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We will take just a little bit of this stuff here, I think, and just go around it. But it's still just a dirt hole is all it is. Like I said, this is all gonna get covered up, so still got a downward pressure on the foot, so looks good. All right. So now then, cover that up. Find my cutters. Put this away. Now we're gonna build our circle with our hay. And this is just one of those kind of deals where we are just making a 5 to 6 foot donut around it is all we're doing. Just want to make him feel comfortable. So there's our hole right there. We'll kind of leave that exposed. This hay it'll fall down in the next day or two, kind of settle in. We'll take I don't want that long stuff right over the trap. So we'll just take about 1 inch pieces. And we'll cut up right over top that trap. Blend that sucker in. So he's stepping on a lot of this fluffy stuff to get to where the smell is. And that's what makes the set, I think, useful, where you don't have to be just perfect with your bedding, because by the time he gets to the trap, if he's committed, that dude has already made half a dozen steps on some really spongy stuff. Okay, so that's that. There's our hole right there. And throw this axe up here for reference for the size of the hay. So there we go. 2 sets. 2 more sets. 3 sets here, really. And we'll go ahead and put bait and lure in them. And be on our way. That one doesn't get bait or lure because it's a blind set. Here's our, whatever we're gonna call it. Take a nice little dab of bait, throw down the hole there. You know, whenever you put urine, you ever notice how a dog will always urinate right on that area? So we want him to step his foot down in there to urinate. We'll use a little bit of lure here. No sticks here. Have to improvise with some grass. Throw that down the hole. That's plenty of stink. Don't need much. Come over to here. This set right here. Ball that up a little higher. Make sure he works it from the front. Little bait down the hole. We'll put a little different kind of lure on this one for no other reason than I can. Not because I think it's better, but just because I have it. This little gland lure. Throw down in there. All my smells right connected. A little bit of urine on there. All right. 3 sets. There we go. 1 set, 2 set, 3 sets. Now we needed some coyotes to come through. All right, there's our 2 sets right there. It's getting dark, so may have time to go check out one more area. I don't know if I'll have enough camera light to put in sets, but I'll let you guys know what I put in. So we'll see you guys back at the first shed. All right, y'all, so just got back to the first shed here tonight. Get a few things tidied up and ready tomorrow. Anyway, appreciate you guys sticking with me. If you made it this far in the video, I really do appreciate it. If you would, do me a favor, hit that like button and let me know in the comment section how you guys like this type of video. Like I said, this is the first time I think I've really done like a legit follow me day by day on the trap line. So anyway, I ended up getting 3 more sets out. So we ended up with, I got 21 sets that we're going to check tomorrow. And we'll see what that all holds, and then we'll be adding to it. So you know, like I said, this is one of those kind of deals where keep adding to it, adding to it. One thing that I kept mentioning through the video is we have weather. So we do have a lot of weather coming in. There's like 4 days of rain coming in here in the next 3 or 4 days. Now, although that rain is going to suck, those critters are going to move as those fronts move in. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that those critters will move before and after those fronts. So if we can get the sets out and have everything in the ground, we should be doing pretty good. And you know, that's one thing with trapping. Everybody just assumes this stuff moves every night, and it's just not the case. You really, the more and more you do it, you can actually play weather windows, and you can expect results because of it. So anyway, that's what we got. That's what I got for you on this one, y'all. Do me a favor, let me know if you like these longer style videos. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully there'll be some tight chains and some fur bouncing. But anyway, as always, appreciate the view. See you on the next one.